No, actually, not every day. People don't show up every day. Just lately, people have been showing up. Usually it's like, just Jason and me, and then during the summer was a black belt that comes up to visit from another state. He lives here part of the time. So, it's just you and me. We'll just have a private and see how you've been doing, what you've been running into, progressing. So.
Shoot. I've been coming up with all sorts of different ideas on, I guess, on things to do on,
I'll get it for you. Pretty good.
yeah. I suppose there's a few moves I'm kind of curious about. I'm curious if these things will work.
Cool. Well, that's what this hour is for. Is like, if it's somebody who has an idea what they want to do, cool. If not, I can always go on to fundamentals, or I can go on to what Tanner and the other instructors are going through in the curriculum. Sometimes when I'm not sure, I'll roll with them and see what we can work on. A lot of guys come in, like a lot of the vets will come in, they're injured, and they're dealing with back, neck, spine, hip, some kind of knee. So then I'll just accommodate what's going to work for them. So this is why I call it fix your game. So if you got something, that gives me something to work with. I usually have an answer, or I can work it through while we're playing with it. So that's why when people go, you guys don't need to tell me you're coming or not. It's like I try to show up, and sometimes I can't make it because of schedules, but I'm like Angela, she just came over off of a procedure. She's been out for a month, and she's having to just slowly reintegrate. Luke, the tall right-handed guy, which you may have seen, he's not training at all, and he's taken a few years off. He's been training, I think, for 15 years. He's a purple belt, but because of whatever life reason, he just hasn't promoted. Hasn't been able to train consistently either, so it's not like he's on the mats and not being promoted, So, you wanna train there? Is that easier for you, or does it really matter?
Yeah, just wherever.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the camera so you can always review.
Alright, yeah, I can move,
No, you're fine.
the camera.
No, you're good. I just wanna, it's easy, right there is easier. Right where you're at. So what were you getting?
Shoot. I was thinking about, so I'm always trying to come up with different ways to make my to get out of honestly being mounted. That's very common for me. Like,
Yeah.
and honestly, I feel like it's very very safe for myself. I'm not like twisting out my legs all crazy and stuff. And I suppose not many people would expect to get tapped out by a person that they're mounted on top of.
That's true.
I mean, I suppose one thing I'm thinking of is suppose like somebody's mounted on me like right here, and then I would try and get their arms off of me, maybe see if I can get them to the sides or something like that. And if I can get one of them, then maybe I could grab the arm or something, and maybe possibly I don't know, some sort of way bring the arm to the to the, what's it called, not the Americana, the
Kimura. So.
the Kimura. I suppose just seeing if I could maybe just like kind of Kimura him somehow like this, or I mean worst case scenario, maybe even pull that arm on their back. You know, I mean, it's worked for me many different times, putting the arm on the back and trying to pull it up into the whatever that's called, the police move or whatever. That or maybe if I'm having trouble trying to get in the Kimura, maybe I could even try and get that head, try and do a guillotine, I guess, or something. I don't know. There's a bunch of different things that I guess I'm thinking of for possible ways to try and use a little offense during a mount.
So, yeah, remind me to go back to the guillotine that you referenced, because I think we could probably do that, and I just don't see it, but I don't want to forget, because that's, maybe. So what I'm thinking for you to understand for the mount, for the position, first, this is how I remember it, because people always forget when they start doing jiu-jitsu. If you think of any submission, it's a shoulder lock, it's not an elbow lock, it's a shoulder lock. If the hand's above the elbow, think of it as a high five, and we're high fiving America, Americana, right?
Yeah.
Kimura, which you might not remember the name, Kimura is down here. So the hands below the elbow, hands above the elbow, high five America, Americana. That's how I remember it.
Man, it's so easy for me to remember Americana, but Kimura, I suppose, is the one that I'm
Think of it a key. It is K-I-M, but think of it a K-E-Y. Key, maybe. Yeah. You could say the opposite of the Americana. You could say that, everybody's gonna know what you mean. But yeah, no, I get it. It's so hard. Just like Dars and Anaconda, people get the two confused. Pendulum sweep, flower sweep, those two things too. They're very similar, and the movements are similar. But anyways, when you're mounted, yes, you can be offensive from the mount because you need to be. What would be a typical defense for a person that has use of their lower limbs is going to be different than you. Because I want to talk about when people have trouble with defense or offense, I work on the opposite position. So for me, I'm going to explain to you what I need for mount to control. So if we're in a real fight, and I'm not just being nice because you're doing jiu-jitsu and you're in a wheelchair, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to hug you with my hips. I always tell people that are doing it, that are able to use their legs, it's almost like, you ever seen a dog drag its ass on the grass? You're curling that tailbone in. That little hip flex and the knee pinch, and then what I try to do is put my feet under their butt cheeks and I hug them with my inner thighs. So I'm kind of knee pinching, but I'm using this, and then I curl. When I curl my tail, that drives my hips down. So you see how if I'm here and then I curl, this lowers. That's going to put pressure on your hips and your torso. That's what I'm trying to do. What people are doing, and I'm guessing, because what I would do, is to be considerate of you. They'll put their hands on you, or they'll put it on the mat so that they're not putting all their weight on you. And so that you're able to manipulate their hands. But if someone's really doing this, what they're going to do is, I tell them, put their hands on the person's body. Either frame in on the biceps, frame on the clavicle, or if I'm posting, I'm going to post in their armpits, on their chest, elbows, belly, where the ribs meet the belly, hips. And if you start squirming, if they start squirming, the only time I touch the mat is to reestablish my base. Because my base comes from here.
Yeah.
So my center of gravity on the person that I'm attacking from mount has to be with my ass over my heels if I'm in a low mount, meaning the low below your diaphragm. Low mount means I'm trying to keep the bottom person's ass pinned to the mat. But if I'm starting to progress, that means I've gotten to an underhook. What people always do to fail, and I'm telling you the offense so you can feel it. My base right now is on my shins, and you can see that. But the moment I start reaching for the head, and I may have an underhook, or if I'm a noob and I don't know what I'm doing, I'm reaching for the head. Look at my center of gravity, it starts going over my knees. Yeah. Look how my feet just elevate. Here, my ass is driving back. So your go time is in this transitional phase when your partner is shifting their weight. to
Yeah.
to make an attack. Because when they're settled in here, you're just buying time, being safe, not getting choked. If they try to choke you, they have to lean forward. That's going to be the time when you can trap an elbow, compromise this base, because look, my base went from 4 points of contact, almost 2 parallel rails, to maybe 3 with a knee and a foot, maybe. And I'm moving here, but look where my base is. It's now on this knee and this elbow, this hand. As I start doing this, that's where you're going to take that, exploit that elbow. What's going to happen is they're going to come up here, they're going to pull their elbow out. That's when we can start transitioning to a Kimura. That's when you can transition to an Americana, which are low percentage, but it's still there to threaten them to go here. You might not finish this little tweaking of it, but the control is going to make them frame, pull out, and attack this arm. So I always do a feint. I'm definitely trying to get this submission, but if you don't give it to me, I'm ready to go to the opposite side. And that's if I'm trying to do offensive maneuvers to get out. Now, for defense, to control this, that's a lot of information, but I think you can take it. When I'm in the mount or I'm getting to mount, I need to stay on top. So the real threat is my hips. As I told you, I'm keeping my hips heavy. If I go to high mount, I'm trying to sit on their chest, so I'm getting my knees in their armpits. Now I'm sitting on their diaphragm and they're carrying my weight as they breathe, and I can start affecting them. Punch, choke, different types of attacks. I'm trying to hit a limb, right? But all my weight's here. So, that being said, the offense is all in the hips. The defense is what's called an elbow hip escape. Your inability to hip escape is going to be contingent on what we can do here. Because what you're thinking of is going to offense. Right? Because it's hard for you to prevent them from passing to get to side control to get to mount. So you're like, fine, I'll let you get here and I'll get you in my kill box. The thing is, if I'm pretending to be you, if I elbow hip escape flat on my back, it doesn't take much for them to drive their knees and thighs under my elbow, which is this frame. When I say elbow hip escape, I'm trying to do a shrimp like this, and I have to incorporate my legs, and I have to have my elbow in their hip pocket and my wrist in their hip pocket. So I'm not using my tricep to extend this down. I'm trying to use this shoulder to this elbow. So I'm using this bone as a frame, and I'm using these bones down to here, and I'm supporting it here. I'm using this structure to frame, because what I want to do is eventually get my knees in and elevate their hips so that they start getting mobile. Since you can't incorporate these and you can't get to your side unless you do this momentum, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? You might be able to get over here, but usually you're fighting from here. So if you start going here, you're giving the top person what they need. So I'm showing you your vulnerabilities here, right?
I suppose sometimes when I'm rolling with somebody, like I don't even think about it so much, but like I guess I'm using their body to move myself.
You probably are.
I was rolling with I forget who it was. It was Mac or the guy. I guess his name starts with an O or something.
I'm horrible with names.
Yeah, me too. I'm horrible with names too. But Mac and Cheese, I couldn't forget that one. But the other guy starts with an O.
Rich, short, gray-haired guy?
One of them. Anyways, he was getting on top of me. He was going for the side mount. Well, as soon as I saw him like coming over to me, I instantly like went with it, and I was able to roll him.
Good.
And I was able to mount him.
Perfect.
And then once I mounted him, I got him Americana. But I'm not exactly sure how I'm able to. I must have just somehow used his body to just like keep the motion going, I guess.
And that's good, because there's things that you're going to be doing that I'm not really tracking until I watch you roll and stuff like that. Because feeling you roll and watching you roll is going to help me use your abilities, your skill set, But that's probably likely because that's part of jiu-jitsu. When I give someone a position, and if they give me one of two push-pull feelings, I'll use that against them. So yeah, you probably are. But to go back to this mount.
Oh man. Also, my brother, he's a big guy. This dude, he's like friggin' like it's like 6'3", 200 something pounds, whatever. But anyways, man, this guy, when he's on top of me, there's many times in the past where I've tried to just you know, toss him over to the side, and I noticed that when I do that, he'll catch himself by putting his arm over here on the ground. So that actually is probably a good moment. Like maybe I could do that just so he will catch the ground. Then he'll have that arm that's just kind of like waiting for me to grab it.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. I wanted to break down the fundamentals of the position so you kind of play with it, see where their hips are at, and if you can use their movement. Because what sometimes I'll do is I'll let them feel that I'm framing here, and they'll start playing with this. And I'll scoop one hand in between their thighs, and I'll get under their butt and under their hamstring, and then I'll swing this over and I'll shut them over my head. So, but I'm probably using my feet to hit them in the backside. So I'm thinking if you were to go here and you try to roll your side, and they're going to start pushing your elbow up. When they start driving up, you might be able to swing your hand right between their crotch, grab some butt cheek or hamstring, and once they start adjusting to this side to compensate for this little grip, you pummel your hand and try to roll.
Yeah.
So using a southern escape or going south might be a good alternative, but because you want to go for the offense submission, we can do that. But I'm just thinking of defense, counter, pummel, bridge as much as you can because you're bridging from here. So you're bridging with your built-ups here, your jack. You should be able to elevate someone, and once they start to go, I want you to hook on their thighs and use that to roll.
Yeah.
Overhook, climb, bottom. And it's just an idea, but
Oh man, that's a great idea. Shit, I can't wait to do that.
we'll try to drill that. And then for the attacks, what you're doing essentially, what I think, and I'm using all this time for theory to work it in my head. If you're here and they're starting to do whatever, and you get your sweep, and they post, I want you to overhook the elbow. So it's not overhook. You're gonna underhook, and we'll drill it, but you might not see it. When they post out, go up to their bicep, right over their elbow pit, double clamp, because you're jacked here, and this is where you're strong. Pull their elbow into you, and then we're gonna go into an Americana. So, I'm gonna show you what it looks like without a partner. Here, and however you initiate their mounted, you get them to post. As you're rolling to your left or right. Like your brother does, he posts over there. So this hand that is just trying to push on them goes in front of their bicep. This one goes on the outside of their arm. You're overhooking your own. You don't need to interlace on an overhook. Bring your elbows in tight, and that's going to bring your elbow in. Once they bring their elbow in, this goes to the bicep, this goes up to the wrist. And then we're going to switch to the Americana. We're going to do this, and if they start resisting, they're going to push back. They're going to try to drive you flat on their shoulders. So you got to try to rotate to finish here. So again, if you're down on the back, I'm going to show you what the Americana is. You're going to do it from the bottom of this once you feel. The Americana is above the arm. The top hand goes over the wrist, bottom hand comes under the elbow. Okay? So we're going from this position right in, and then this outside hand goes over the bicep, this one goes over this. This one goes over my wrist, and I'm right at this side. Boom. So you're going to do it to me.
While I'm in the mount position, like
You're going to be bottom mount. I'm showing you from the top just so you can see the mechanism. Yeah. We're not even worried about the finish right now. I want to see this little bump swoop.
I've even thought to myself, like, I wonder if there is a way that I can somehow like wrap around the shoulder, and then while I'm wrapped around the shoulder, if I could get I suppose a sort of Americana, like while versus on top.
So what you're doing is a modified hip bump or trap and roll. And a trap and roll is when someone's on top and I'm fighting, and then this person traps my elbow. But at the same time, they hook the inside foot to the outside foot. When they trap my elbow, I drive my way forward, and what they do is they use this control to sweep. And they trap, and roll me to this side where no longer have a base to my right. Because you don't have the ability to trap the leg, you trap the arm, all they're going to need to do is this, right?
Yeah.
So, they know this, you go boom. You force that trap and roll entry, what they're going to do is take the weight off there, and that's going to give you what you need to manipulate the elbow. Because even if they go here, they're still fucked because their shoulder can't rotate.
Yeah.
Okay, and you are going to monkey grip the shit out of it, and I just want you to think of reverse motorcycle throttle, meaning not using my thumb, because here I'm allowing this opening. When I get to this Americana or corner grip, I'm monkey gripping both, no thumbs, making these C grips, and I'm going, rolling my knuckles forward, bringing that motherfucker into me, and I'm rotating that elbow. And you're going to work on the finishing mechanisms later. I want you to feel with that trap and roll. So, I'll talk you through it, and we'll drill it a couple times, and then we'll worry about the finish later. So if I'm here, I don't know if you can feel, right now I got my weight on my knees. Here I'm sitting.
Yeah.
Can you at all feel that?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So I'm putting a little pressure here. You might feel your upper torso feeling the reverse mechanism here. So if I'm doing this, I'm trying to choke or control, I'm trying to submit. But if I'm fighting from here, you can feel there's no weight on your upper body. I'm trying to fight you like this. But the moment you rock either side and make me post off, go ahead and turn, try to sweep me, try to knock me, however you do it. Cool. Is that how you do it?
Something like this, yeah.
Go ahead.
It's
Really
good.
good. As soon as I push, here's what I want you to think of. You're immediately letting go. Overhooking the outside of my bicep. Keep it right there. Your right hand's going to come over. You're going to overhook your own hand. I want you to bring your elbows in tight. Bring your elbows into here. So watch.
Bring your elbows in.
Look.
Like this?
Look at where my elbows at. They went from here. When you bring your elbows into your tummy, boom, right here.
Yeah.
Keep your left hand on my bicep, reach up and grab my wrist. No thumb. Okay? I want you to think of pulling it in here. This is still holding this here. Once you get this here, reverse the grip. Here.
Oh.
Okay? So, when you get this here, once you get in front of my wrist, I'm not going to like this. I'm going to adjust somehow. This hand's going to come up and go over your wristwatch. This hand's going to come through to there.
Oh, damn.
Right here. So now, because I'm worried about this, if I pull back, I get nothing. If I push forward, I get nothing. What I want you to do is reverse motorcycle throttle both your knuckles.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Both really tight. Now, instead of pushing out, I want you to bring your hands to your face as you do that. Bring your elbows in tight, in tight.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
In tight. So feel how much tighter that constriction is. Go, bring your elbows in tight, roll your knuckles forward. Now, I want you to rotate to your left.
Oh, shit.
All that comes from controlling from this to this, and then it's all progressive movement. I go, if this is all I got, cool. Rotating. I can even probably go here. This hand comes through, I get to my wrist. My wrists are bent. See? I want my wrist to be here.
Yeah.
So when my wrists are bent backwards, I'm not as strong. But here, now I'm bringing my elbows up.
Yeah.
If I just do this, I'm giving you all this workspace. My elbows are wide. Boom.
Yeah.
So, boom. Fight. You get me off my balance, however you get me. Give me a post. That's your go time. Overhooking like a candy cane.
Alright, yeah.
Over.
And then,
This one comes over, overhook your own hand. And I want your elbows come in tight and bring my elbow back.
alright.
Maintain.
Now,
You can overhook this way. Yeah, you can go there.
yeah, like
You
this.
go right to that. Right to that.
Yeah. Now, just push it in.
Roll this one forward. Roll that one. Look, how when you roll this one forward, my hands just get jacked. I mean, messed up. And your left elbow is dropping. Bringing my elbow to your face. So what am I going to do here? I want you to just use the control position. You're not trying to finish your shit. Use this control position. Go ahead and get a nice, good, strong grip. Like you're submitting, but you're not submitting. You're thinking control. I'm gonna push, pull. Keep your elbows in. Try to bring your elbows together. That's where your strength is. The more I push, pull, the more I push, pull. If I drive here, can you use this control to roll me to your left?
Oh shit.
Finish right there. Get on top of it and keep, no, don't let go. This is what's gonna help you come back up. Get on your elbows, if you can, and work.
There it is.
Now, I want you to keep, look at your wrist, straighten that wrist out, roll, reverse one side of the throw, both hands.
Yeah.
Both hands like an odd, I want you to roll those hands together. Now, if you get the finish, cool. If not, you can let go of this, control this, go over to my neck. I'm gonna give you another option.
Well, part of me was saying to myself, man, what if I just got him with like on the neck right here?
No, what I want you to think of is this.
Oh shit, alright.
Head and arm triangle. Now you're in a position where you can start attacking a head and arm triangle.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Because they're not going to expect you to transition to another submission.
Wow, yeah.
But getting there is a whole other battle.
Yeah.
So that's one option you can do. If I'm here and I'm trying to stay heavy on your hips, because that's where my control is, I know I don't really need that because I know you can't move it. Even if I go high, controlling your hand and your head, if you push me to your left, you're going to have to really reach. So you get control of that elbow, I'm going to fight. Bring your elbows back in. You're stronger than I am. I'm going to post. That's your go time to this one comes up to the front of my wrist.
Yeah.
As you get this, now you punch your left hand through. Now you're in my trap. I'm in your trap, right?
Yeah.
And you felt as soon as you got both your hands close together, right here, you just hold this position and let me swing.
Yeah.
You can threaten this. And what you can do is roll left and right if you want to sleep, or if I start coming up, I start framing on you,
Wow.
my weight that's on my knees has to adjust to move forward. That's when you can start rolling. Control. Keep this, don't let go of this. This is your control, this is your handle. As I move, you're gonna move with me. I'm framing, and now you use this to roll me. Because my base is on my knee right here. All my weight's off. So see how you let go of this? Is it hard?
Well, I mean, I suppose that maybe if I just still try and jump into it or something.
So what I want you to do is not let go of this. Get this in real nice and deep. Make this your handle. This hand's keeping tight, this hand's keeping tight. The more I move, you're gonna move with me. Anywhere I go. And now roll. As you feel me getting off my base, I want you to, this is your whole handle. If you get loosey-goosey on this, you're gonna lose your position. And that's fine. We're playing with this. This is new for me. I'll probably start using this. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
Yeah, man.
So when I'm not doing jujitsu, the proper fundamentals, I'm gonna trap them like this, and then I can get back on top. You can't get on top just yet. You need to go chest to chest. So that's why you're gonna hold the position, pummel over my head, and now you're starting to get that head and arm control. Boom. To start doing your head and arm submission. Boom. Nice. Another one that you can do as far as Kimura is, Kimura from here is kind of hard to do, but not impossible. You gotta come up, the outside hand has to go to the outside wrist. So this is when you use your thumb to prevent forward momentum from this. So you're using this grip, like this little C grip, to prevent me from going up. The moment you start rotating your hand in, now it's only your thumb bones that are preventing you from coming in where I need to go.
Yeah.
So I want you to think of from your elbow to this webbing right here, where you would put your pistol grip. That's what I want you to think of. That skeletal structure is preventing me to move my hand forward. Once you get this grip, I can't pull back without bending my elbow. I can't push forward without exposing my elbow. I want you to think of reaching over and with your fingertips like a rock climber, I want you to find my tricep tendons.
Oh, damn.
I want you to grab that, and I want you to use your index finger and your ring finger to just fucking pull my elbow towards you.
Oh, wow.
So, no thumb. It's just your middle finger and your index, your ring finger. I want you to find my tendon. You feel it? So go up and feel my tricep, and then ride it down. I don't have big triceps anymore. You feel a little bit of tendon?
I
I want you to use like a rock climber grip and dig into my skin. You dig in that soft tissue and pull that elbow towards your face.
Wow, damn.
Once you get here, look at that bend in my elbow.
Yeah.
Once you leave this hand through, you go to your own wrist. So your right hand goes to your left wrist. Now, once you get this, both your thumbs on both your hands roll forward. So I can feel your thumb on this hand, I want your thumb to roll forward.
Wait, what do you mean my thumbs are all forward? Oh yeah, just go back to the monkey grab.
Once this one gets to here, you can spider crawl it. No thumb, spider crawl it. Once this one's here, this one goes forward. Reverse motorcycle throttle.
Yeah. Alright. So did that and go ahead and get back in the
Only
monkey.
where this one's touching your wrist. Once you make that connection, reverse motorcycle throttle on both. Boom. Look at that.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. And now what I'm trying to do is rotate my wrist to your face and push my elbow back.
Alright. Oh wait, rotate your wrist to my
So actually-
face.
No, that's totally wrong. I'm trying to get my elbow to your face, and you're using this hand to push my wrist back.
Alright.
Make
Yeah.
your elbows, bring your elbows closer together. There you go. That makes it more powerful. Reverse motorcycle throttle more. Roll your knuckles forward on both your hands. Beautiful. Keep going. You're gonna get this to a submission. I'm gonna let you go all the way to the tap. Nice and tight. Keep finishing. Keep going. So I know it feels tight because I'm muscular, but I have more range of motion than you guys. So I want you to control and just slowly start doing that twist. Boom. So we're going here. C grip, right?
Yeah.
If I pull out, I'm giving you that elbow. You can do one of two things. If you have the reach to reach over, which you may not, fine. The more you pull my elbow towards you, the more bend you get. See? Or, if I'm taller and longer, you might have to underhook to get me to go here. So you're bringing my shoulder over.
Yeah.
Now, you go over, boom.
Alright, yeah. Get the monkey grip.
Beautiful, right there.
Damn.
Reverse motorcycle throttle on both your knuckles, become a little harder. Rotate, I'm trying to push full, I need you to control. The more I swim, the more I give you this turn. You just tweak the shed on my arm and tap. Where am I going?
Oh.
You're good. Alright. That was my audible tap because my weight was close down here.
Yeah.
I couldn't tap my hip. You're good. It didn't hurt, I didn't want to tap. So you can feel that you have Americanas, Kimuras. Okay?
Alright.
Also, if I start actually doing it, you can threaten on this side. Or from here, if I'm pushing here, you can start threatening the Americana right here. So if I'm pushing right here, you're not going to see it just yet. But if you get to here and you weave over, I'm trying to think of how you would do it. Weave over.
Oh wow, damn.
Right there.
Yeah.
They're not going to expect you to start doing it from right here. So if I'm here, let's reverse this. Boom. To here. Grab my elbow like a shotgun. Palm up. Boom. Here. Weave in. Move through. Move over.
Oh yeah.
Trap in here. And I'm like, oh, you're not getting it. So your elbows keep my elbow from going. So I'm going to drive into you. Now bring your hand to there.
I've even heard before that, like, if somebody does slip out of an armbar like this, then somehow you could, like, take it to the wrist or something else.
That was my next one. Because you're threatening the elbow, but as I go, oh, you're not going to get it. Now, I want you to come down. What you're doing is you're bringing the knuckles, my knuckles, down over your forearm. Bring your elbows in tight. The tighter you are, the stronger. So this connection is going to help you.
Yeah.
It's not your muscles, it's your connection with your structure of your skeleton. So look, the more I push pull, the more you're trying to get here. I'm gonna freak out. Me, what I would do is I'd start pushing on your elbows.
Oh,
Or I'd frame on your face. Right?
Yeah.
You just hold tight right here.
Yeah.
You got nothing to lose. They're not gonna poke your eye out. They do fucking idiots. But you see, I'm fighting your elbows or whatever. I need to break this connection.
Oh, damn.
So you need to maintain this connection. And this, you're rolling your fatty portion of your pinky finger right here down, almost like you're
You're trying to break their wrist.
you're trying to drive my wrist, to drive my elbow into your body. Go ahead and finish that.
Keep going, keep going. I'm gonna squirm. The more I fight, the tighter it gets for me. All that comes from you controlling my elbow, and hopefully I'm not moving to get to a higher mount. When I get higher mount, I'm gonna put my weight on your chest, so you can't move your shoulders, and I'm hoping you can't use your elbows. You can only use things up your upper body, so you're a lot stronger than most people, but I want you to think of your skeletal strength. We're going to use these connections to use your bones that are fortified from being jacked to manipulating structure. So we're not using braces and frames to manipulate a bigger, faster, stronger, more mobile opponent. So your strength is going to be, your strong points or advantages, let's say, it's not strength, is going to be using your hook to frame. And I'm using this candy cane or this umbrella hook to trap, set up, to manipulate. But it's all from being in tight. The more open my elbows are, it's kind of like shooting. We don't want to shoot out here. We want to shoot in a strong platform, right?
Yeah.
The moment I start bowing out in a pistol, I'm doing this one. I'm punched out, I'm trying to use that A-frame. Same thing with this Americana Kimura, bringing everything in. But if I bring it in, they have all this wiggle room. Set it up, wherever I get, I'm getting from here to here. Okay, I got control, I got wrist to wrist. So let's go forward. My wrists, I'm trying not to do this because this is where I can hurt myself. And look at my muscles right here. I'm not contracting my muscles here. Here, my bicep is contracting.
Yeah.
So I'm going, wherever I can get, fine. Bring it in my workspace. Just like when I'm changing out magazines, I'm working my workspace. I'm not working like this. Boom, 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 get here. And if I can't finish it, I'm controlling it. And if they pull out, cool. I'm redirecting to a wrist lock or something that I'm gonna be able to work with. But the moment I give them the opportunity to move their elbows, frame on me, cross face me, and I start blowing my elbows out, I'm losing control. I need to get back to there. We'll work on something like that. If you can get a sweep, cool. If you can get a submission, cool. If not, what you're doing is you're being safe. And then we'll work on punch up, maybe. Maybe you can finish a choke from the bottom. So all I'm going to try to do is keep my weight here. And I don't know if you can feel with your upper body when I start shifting my weight from this to this, or to this. That means I'm starting to change my weight, but you're going to start feeling a little adjustment. So if all my weight's on this side, that means I have to post something here. There's nothing to prevent me from falling that side. Same thing here. So if I'm reaching, my weight goes from sitting on your hips or your tummy to now I'm putting my weight on my knees. If my weight's on the mat, oh, look at that. Elbows all day.
Yeah, definitely.
If you get the sweep, great. But if not, you've got this overhook. And then I'm going to adjust. I want you to think of just controlling this elbow. If you drive it here, there's no way you can do it with two hands. I want you to get 2-on-1.
Oh, damn.
However you can.
All right, yeah.
If you need to go right there, you gotta work on that weave. You don't have double control of my arm. I want you to think of this. When you went here, if this hand's over, this hand comes over.
Oh, all right,
Now
yeah.
you've got my elbow. If you need to change, okay?
Yeah.
You don't need to go to my wrist just yet because you're trying to control my elbow with these 2-on-1s. If you get this, great. I'm going to adjust to this, and there's going to be a framing here, and you can start playing with whatever you need to do. Okay? So if you felt this, I'm adjusting my weight. If you start letting go, I can start pulling out.
All right.
So I want you to think of what we're working on is you getting me to post, boom. I want you to reach under and go over my bicep with both your hands. So I want you to end up like this, on top of your arm, over my bicep. So if you can get here, this one's gonna go here.
All right, yeah.
This one's gonna go here.
Oh, there we go.
Left thumb, I want over your knuckles. Bring your elbows in tight, like bring your elbows to your navel over here. Boom.
All right, yeah.
This is preventing me from posting out. So I'm way out here, you're gonna bring it in. Now, you're gonna let go of this and then go to my wrist. In front of it.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. All right, so I need to go on, yeah, just like that.
Now I'm still gonna not like this.
you just hold that position. Use your thumbs. And once you feel that you've got something, you can start rolling left and right, or you can start finishing this position. Look at that. Once you rolled, my elbow got compromised. But the moment you start reaching out and extending out, you're gonna lose your position. Leave those elbows in tight.
I wonder if I could on the other triangle.
Well, my base is preventing you from doing that. What you're now doing is giving me the opportunity to start cross-facing.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're trying to drive me to the place where I cannot post. Stay connected. Stay connected. Don't let go of this at all. You can still roll with this connection because you're going to force me to change my weight, and you're going to follow me. And now you're going to keep this connection to move. Oh. See what I'm saying? Even if my foot's in the way, I want you to use this connection as an anchor to move around me.
Yeah. And then maybe
If you want.
change it up.
I would maintain the Americana as long as you can.
Alright.
Just knowing that the head guard isn't another option. If you get chest to chest, then you go to head guard. So it's something to think about.
Alright. Just as another option.
Yeah.
If the Americana doesn't work out, then moving on.
Flip your shorts over there. Getting copper tan. Do you know what a punch choke or Ezekiel choke is?
Yeah.
Cool. So, for review of the fundamentals, we got like top to bottom, one hand goes behind the neck, the other hand sneaks in front of the chin, and we call it a punch choke, but I'm not really punching. I use this guiding portion of my hand to get on the artery to press down on the blood flow. I'm trying not to go on top of the trachea because I don't want to crush the trachea or the bones to support the trachea.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this soft tissue that's here, and I've got a real thick neck, so it's hard to find it. But you've done combat muscle training or done body training, you can find the blood flow, but you can't feel that with this shit. Just because I have sensor perception and sensor nerves here, I cannot tell the difference between your fucking trachea and your artery. But I can definitely feel the jaw. So when I feel the jaw, I go below the jaw. And what I'm doing is I underhook the head, just like a regular side control, but I'm in mount usually. I apply this to the side of the neck. If they're jacked or they got no neck like me, I'll go in with a flat palm, then I'll pull my hand into a C, almost like this. I'm not making a fist. If I make a fist under most men, it's too hard to get those 2 inches underneath their jaw. So I'll go in with a blade, create this to fortify that skeletal structure, then I overhook my own wrist. Now this is where people fuck it up. I'm trying to scissor my elbows out so that my hand comes into the neck. I'm flaring, I'm wrist flicking. I'm not driving this in. I'm using this hook or this socket lever to drive that down. I can do it from the bottom too. I overhook the head, I slip in my hand, I make my little punch, not a punch, my little punch, and I lever that in, and then I'm not trying to force it, I'm just wiggling, getting snug, not a cuddle or nothing, it's a little sweet nothing. I'm making it smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Okay? And then I'm just like, doing mandibles. And the more I expand my chest, the less space it is. So I'm going to do it to you on top, and I'm going to have you do it to me from the bottom. So I want you to feel it when you're on the bottom now. I love choking people. I'm not going to choke. You're going to feel a blood choke, or you're going to feel real uncomfortable where you can no longer move. What I'm trying to do is post my elbow so I'm not susceptible to this way. So a lot of times we're fighting here, and I'll play this game, boom, and I'm going to set this up. Boom, I like to hold it, or I like to grab it. So if you're feeling this, I'm trying to set this up.
Damn. Alright.
So you don't even feel like you're approaching just yet. The more it's here. Instead of pushing into this, I'm using the side of my hand. I'm hooking my wrist and I'm throwing my elbows back.
Yeah.
In the same sense, whatever hand you get over the hook is going behind my neck. This is coming into the side of my throat. I just want you to start practicing just that little bit. This is coming into the side of my throat. You're going to overhook your wrist. With this hand, overhook your wrist. This is here in my throat. And I want you to flare your elbows out. Right. This is to go down. I want you to flare your elbows out so
flare your elbow, that's coming into my neck. Okay? And what this is trying to do is come on this side. It's this, not the knuckles. This, and it's going in. And you're using this to just drive the elbow up to push in. So this is coming over my head. This is coming here. So no, it's not the knuckles, it's this part. Not this part.
Alright.
And now flare your elbows out so that you're in. Now hold right. And want your head coming up to my ear. Flare your elbows. Hold it. Now it's turning. So you're not using as much muscle as you think you need. You're using this counter lever to connect. And the more I struggle, the tighter that fucking gets. And this is what it feels like. You're gonna feel you got jack. Do you feel a little blood pressure? You're starting to get a lightheaded maybe? Probably not. Trying to feel where yours is. That's how I'm gonna put you to sleep, just keeping that pressure. You got really good strong neck muscles, but that's what there's no threat. Before they know it, they're gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to put you to sleep, you're trying to put me to sleep. This is the amount of pressure. The more you adjust, you're fucking it up. I want you to stay here connected and think to yourself, I'm an anaconda. I'm flaring my elbows. I'm flaring my elbows with this. I'm not forcing my hand to go down. I'm flaring my elbow. See how when you do that, your hand comes down?
Yeah.
That's your only focus. And to just get that tempo on this side and hold it. So I'm going to do it to you from the top, but you're doing the same mechanism from the bottom. Here, under the head. She's just doing the flat palm really, and half twist.
Oh, yeah. And definitely start feeling that one coming on.
You'll start to feel it. So what I'm doing, because you got muscular neck muscle, I'm pushing your neck muscle into your artery.
Damn.
That's what I want you to do. I've got strong neck muscles too, so I want you to feel you have it perfectly. So get that blade in under my jaw. So when I mean blade in, and then go to this. And your focus is this, not this. So what I was feeling from you at first was the front of the knuckles. What I want to feel is this. All I'm doing is applying that. So that when I do this, this is what's coming down on me. This is what's making the contact, not the knuckles. Some people think it's a punch choke and they try to do this.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's not. It's totally. So as I start attacking, I want to overhook my head. Boom. Yeah. Now see how your elbows are going on my shoulder? If you get here, you're not going to do it.
Oh, really?
Because I'm blocking your elbow from moving.
Oh, yeah.
So use this to hook my head. Now I'm going to play. As you're fighting with this, flare your left elbow in front of my torso. Nope, not into it. I want you to duck it under and up. I want you to end up here. I want you to end up here.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be above my shoulder. So if I am overhooking, overhook your right hand on the wrist. Find where you be. Once you feel you got it, I'm going to start resisting. I just want you to hold it and count to 10. Now it's going to be a work on that submission for you. So you got 3 submissions today. You got Americana, Kimura, punch choke, or Ezekiel choke punch.
And this is freaking me. Really.
But you know, this helps me because I don't really think about it. I do these things, but I don't ever break it down.
Attack them from like being the mountain. Going, I mean, shit, I mean.
I'm gonna get ready to go because I got a 10:30 town. So you got time to get ready if you gotta call your folks. But what I'm saying is like, what this helps me do is like Coach Tanner, Professor Tanner, he's more of a wrestling thinking, like get on top, stay on top, fight to get on top. I'm more of like, I'm gonna trick you, motherfucker. He doesn't work at the higher level. Now at black belt, I'm getting caught by purple belts, brown belts. And I'm not winning every time, but I'm trying to set them up, but they're so good at defending my little sneak attacks that I gotta just go, okay, I gotta not let them get to where I'm comfortable. I got a thick neck and I let people take me back. Like, oh, you ain't gonna do anything, and then they fucking choke me, right? So So I gotta think more offensively, and I appreciate that about Coach Tanner. He's told me that for the last 2 years. Stop playing from your back, bro. You know? So for you, you have to play from your back a lot of the times.
Yeah. I mean, it really freaking, most of the time that's one of the plays that's all I got. You know, I'll try to freaking get on top and stuff with like my bro. You know, he'll just stop it from happening. Just doing whatever.
And that's fine.
But yeah, that's why I was thinking, wait, maybe I can do that and try and act like I'm doing that, but really I just want to put his arm out. So I can just grab that arm and put it in the Kimura or the Americana.
So you're gonna get to the point where you're like me, where they're gonna be, if you roll with the same people consistently, they're gonna know your defense is good, so you're gonna have to become more offensive.
Yeah.
So we're gonna simultaneously work on your offense, so we drill that too. But right now I'm just kind of starting with, where's your defense? Where are you starting from? Because I know you rolled with Sarah, I didn't watch it, but she said she felt really good rolling with you in North Idaho. That she was like, oh, he wasn't an easy roll. I always thought I was gonna have to take it easy on him. And she's, you know, she's a scrambler. She's usually lighter and smaller than most of the guys here. So she's gotta work on constantly attack like a bumblebee or a fly or a fucking mosquito. But she's gotta do that. She can't do that with you because you're not chasing her. You're like, all right, trap, control. You have to be methodical in your position. And that's cool.
Yeah.
We'll cater to your fucking jiu-jitsu. That's what jiu-jitsu is.
I really appreciate all your
Oh, dude, yeah. Dude, my pleasure. You're helping me work my fucking teaching skills. I'm like, I know jiu-jitsu, but can I apply it to you? Just because I'm a fast runner or a good shooter doesn't necessarily mean I can show you how to do that, and I learned that in the military. Just because I know jiu-jitsu, my whole goal right now as an older practitioner is, can I teach and pass along the knowledge I have? So a lot of the guys that are beating me now, I go, let's fine tune that. You're already kicking my ass here 98%. I said this to another brown belt yesterday. You're 95% kicking my ass. Let's get it to 98%. We're just fucking, it's undeniable, right? This, adjust this, you're like, oh fuck. Because he's bigger and he's stronger than me. He's younger.
Yeah.
If I go toe to toe, I gotta use my tricks. Until those tricks don't work, you know?
Yeah.
So I want you to think of that. We're gonna use your advantages. Try not to exploit your disadvantages and try to minimize your disadvantages. So we'll work on it, you know? It's all good, brother. It's all good, brother. Thank you. Anytime. Appreciate you.
Likewise.
Yeah. So I'm gonna clean up and, yeah, however, whenever you're done. How do you like North Idaho?
So what?
How did you like North Idaho's open match?
Oh man, you know what? That was great. Heck yeah, man. That's a nice little place. Shit, before I even went out there and did that, I walked up to the dumbbell rack and started doing some rows.
Yeah. They're all good people there. Yeah.
I like getting a little workout out, you know, trying to get rid of all my strength, get me down on the average man's level.
You know, a lot of times my socks, leave these lip balls or my hair comes out and then the evening classes think I haven't cleaned up. Like, it didn't get dirty, it's just my hair falls out or soft next day.
Yeah.